Have you ever found yourself putting off tasks you know are important only to later be consumed with guilt? You're definitely not the only one. This is a widespread occurrence known as procrastination. Andrew Huberman, a renowned neuroscientist, explains it in this way. Procrastination, he says, is the act of postponing or delaying that ought to be done. But why do we engage in it? The answer, according to Huberman, lies right inside our heads. Our brains, he explains, are designed to prioritize immediate gratification and short-term rewards over long-term objectives. This leads us to often opt for easier, more pleasurable tasks, instead of the more demanding ones that could yield bigger rewards in the future. Tendency is particularly prominent when we're under stress or feeling fear. However, Huberman reassures us that there is good news. Understanding this pattern is the first step in beating procrastination. By comprehending how our brains function, we can begin to devise strategies to fight this natural inclination and enhance our productivity. As Huberman always says, recognizing this pattern is the first step towards overcoming procrastination. One of the most effective ways to beat procrastination is by breaking tasks into smaller chunks, says neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. This strategy, as Huberman explains, is not just about making the task seem less daunting, but also about creating a clear path towards completion. When you're faced with a large task, the sheer size of it can feel overwhelming. Huberman points out that this feeling of overwhelm can trigger stress and anxiety, which the brain naturally wants to avoid. So, how do we make it easier for our brains? Huberman suggests that we break it down. By dividing a large task into smaller, more manageable parts, we trick our brains into seeing each part as a separate, achievable goal. This reduces feelings of overwhelm and makes it easier to get started. But breaking down tasks, according to Huberman, is only half it's equally important to set clear goals and deadlines for each part. This is a sense of urgency and keeps you accountable. As Huberman reminds us, remember, a small step forward is still progress. Now, as Andrew Huberman, a renowned neuroscientist, often emphasizes, it's also about being kind to yourself. You see, self-compassion is a vital part of overcoming procrastination, a concept that Huberman often discusses. It's about understanding that it's okay to feel overwhelmed, to stressed, and yes, to procrastinate. The key, as would say, is not to beat yourself up for it. Instead, acknowledge the reasons behind your procrastination. Is it fear? Is it a feeling of inadequacy, or perhaps of motivation? As Huberman suggests, recognizing these causes allows you to address them head-on. Moreover, he encourages us to practice self-forgiveness. We tend to be our own harshest critics. But it's essential, as Huberman reminds us, that it's okay to stumble, it's okay to fall short. What's important is that you pick yourself back up, learn from the experience, and keep moving forward. Huberman points out that we are all human and prone to procrastination. It's how we respond to it that matters. In the words of neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, your environment plays a crucial role in your productivity. He tells us that it's not just about willpower. The spaces we inhabit significantly influence our ability, focus, and accomplish tasks. So, according to Huberman, how can we create a setting that encourages productivity? Minimizing distractions is a great start. Whether it's a chatty coworker or a buzzing smartphone, distractions can derail your focus. Huberman suggests considering the use of noise-canceling headphones, turning off notifications, or even creating a "Do Not Disturb" sign. Next, he tells us to set up a designated workspace. This doesn't necessarily mean an office. It could be as simple as a quiet corner in your home. The key, Huberman emphasizes, is consistency. By regularly working in the same spot, your brain will associate this space with focus and productivity. Lastly, Huberman advises us to establish a routine, our brain's predictability. By having a regular schedule, you can harness this power and make productivity a habit. As Huberman concludes, by optimizing your environment, you set yourself up for success. So, curate your surroundings with intention and watch your productivity soar. Here we have Andrew Huberman, who will guide you through the keys to conquering procrastination. Andrew has explored the science behind why we procrastinate, how it's a natural response to stress and fear, and how our brains favor immediate rewards over long-term gains. But with understanding comes the power to change. Andrew has discussed how breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks can mitigate feelings of overwhelm and make it easier to get started. He's also touched on the importance of setting clear goals and deadlines to maintain accountability. Andrew underscored the power of self-compassion. and how acknowledging our tendencies and practicing self-forgiveness can help us navigate through procrastination. And finally, he delved into the creation of a conducive environment for productivity, minimizing distractions, and establishing a routine that works for you. By implementing these strategies and understanding the underlying mechanisms of procrastination, Andrew believes you can take control of your productivity and achieve your goals. Remember, as Andrew always says, it's progress over perfection. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights from Andrew Huberman on personal growth and productivity.